Have you ever wondered why you hide parts of yourself, even from you? Not because they're bad, but because somewhere along the way you were told they shouldn't exist. That's where your shadow was born. Carl Jung called it the side of ourselves we deny, the forgotten self that still breathes beneath the surface. You can dress it up, suppress it, bury it deep, but it never dies. It waits. And sometimes it speaks. It speaks through your anger that bursts without warning, through jealousy you don't understand, through people who trigger you so deeply you can't explain why. That isn't random, that's your shadow calling you home. If this already feels personal, don't scroll. Take a breath. Tap the like button right now, not for me, but to remind your mind I'm ready to face what's real. We spend our lives trying to be good, polite, calm, kind. But every time you play a role to please the world, you push your truth a little deeper underground. And what you repress doesn't disappear. It waits. It shapes your choices, your relationships, your pain. Until one day you realize the darkness you've been running from was never the enemy. It was the part of you that still remembers who you are. Jung said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Your shadow isn't darkness itself, it's the light you refuse to see. Maybe you feel it now, that strange weight in your chest, that quiet sadness that never leaves. That's not depression, it's disconnection. You've been trying to live as half a person. If that hits something deep, write, "I see me" in the comments. You'll be surprised how many others feel the same. The people who irritate you the most, they are your mirrors. Each one shows you a fragment of yourself you've tried to forget. That's why it hurts, because you recognize the truth behind their eyes. Next time you ask, "Why do I keep meeting people like this?" Ask instead, "What part of me are they trying to show me?" Because life isn't repeating itself. You are. And until you listen, the same lesson will appear again and again in a different face. If this is starting to make sense, comment pattern. That's how you begin breaking it. Your shadow holds every feeling you've rejected: anger, envy, fear, desire. But here's the secret: those emotions aren't evil. They're energy. They're power without direction. The moment you acknowledge them, they stop controlling you. And when they stop controlling you, something miraculous happens. You stop fighting yourself, you start listening. For the first time, you hear the quiet voice beneath the noise. The one that isn't afraid, isn't ashamed, isn't pretending. That voice doesn't speak in words, it speaks in knowing. And when you follow it, life begins to unfold differently. You stop chasing light and start becoming it. You stop demanding answers and begin to understand. Because what you thought was darkness was never absence. It was depth. It was your soul expanding. The shadow isn't against you, it's for you. It's the part of you that loved you enough to carry all the things you weren't ready to feel. All the anger you buried to keep the peace, all the grief you swallowed so no one would see your weakness, all the dreams you abandoned because they didn't fit the version of you the world accepted. It held them all. And now, it wants to give them back. You might feel the return as sadness, as confusion, as chaos, but don't mistake that for regression. That's what healing looks like before it makes sense. You are not falling apart. You are rearranging. You are remembering what wholeness feels like. And yes, sometimes it hurts to grow wings. Sometimes it burns to touch the truth, but every time you face what you feared, you reclaim a part of your soul that was waiting to come home. Take a breath. You don't need to fix anything right now. You don't need to be further than you are. All you need to do is see, clearly, gently, honestly. Ask yourself, what part of me have I been refusing to love? Don't rush the answer. Let it rise on its own, because the moment you see it, really see it, it begins to soften, it begins to heal. And maybe that's why you're hearing this today. Maybe life brought you here not to motivate you, but to remind you that there's nothing wrong with you. There's just a part of you that's been waiting to be seen. You've walked through so many endings, so many quiet nights of overthinking and pretending you're fine. But the truth is, those moments weren't punishment. They were initiation. They were the dark night before the dawn, and you're closer to the dawn than you think. You can feel it, can't you? That small flicker inside that whispers, "Don't give up." This is the part where you grow. So listen to it, even if it's faint. That's your real voice, the one you buried under survival. And now, it's rising again. When you catch yourself judging your feelings, pause. Ask yourself, can I sit with this instead of running? Because the moment you stop escaping the feeling, it stops chasing you. And when you stop running, you realize you were never being hunted. You are being guided. You are not here to destroy the shadow. You are here to integrate it, to bring it home. Because everything you've disowned is still part of the same light trying to find its way through you. You were never meant to be perfect. You were meant to be whole. And wholeness isn't a state. It's a relationship, a constant dialogue between the parts of you that love and the parts of you still learning how. Stay with that thought. It will guide you better than any map. The more you listen to that quiet voice inside, the more the noise outside starts to lose its power. You stop needing validation. You stop explaining your healing to people who haven't met their own shadow yet. You stop trying to be understood by those who are still hiding from themselves. Because once you've touched the truth, you can't untouch it. It's not arrogance, it's clarity. And clarity is quiet. The world will still try to pull you back, to make you perform, to make you shrink, to make you forget. But there's a sacred kind of rebellion in staying soft, in choosing awareness over reaction, presence over performance. That's what shadow work really is. It's not about darkness, it's about remembering you have light, even when no one else can see it. You don't escape the shadow by fighting it. You escape by loving it, because what you love transforms. When you bring light to what was hidden, the energy that once held you captive becomes creative. Your pain turns into purpose. Your fear becomes intuition. Your sensitivity becomes wisdom. You start noticing how everything changes, how the world feels less threatening and more like a mirror. People don't drain you anymore. They teach you. Triggers become teachers. And the emotions that once overwhelmed you now guide you home. This is what Jung meant by integration, not perfection, but wholeness. When you stop dividing yourself into good and bad, right and wrong, you begin to live in truth, not illusion. The truth is never cruel, it's just direct, and it will always lead you back to love. So take a moment right now. Breathe in. Ask yourself, what part of me have I been running from? You might hear an answer you didn't expect. That's the beginning. That's the doorway back to yourself. You don't have to do anything with it, just hold it gently. Hold yourself gently. Healing doesn't need force, only honesty. And if this message feels like home, it's because your soul recognizes the language of truth. It's the same voice that's been whispering to you in the quiet moments, the same one that survived every ending you thought would break you. You've been through enough to know that endings aren't endings. They're transitions. Each loss, each silence, each goodbye was just another layer peeling back to reveal who you've always been. So maybe today isn't about fixing yourself. Maybe it's about forgiving yourself for believing you were ever broken. Take your time. This isn't a race. The universe doesn't rush wholeness. It unfolds it. If your heart feels heavy right now, that's not weakness, that's expansion. That's what it feels like when the walls you built start to fall away. And even in this moment, as you listen, somewhere deep inside, a part of you is already saying, I remember. I'm ready. I'm coming back because you are. You've never been lost, just learning how to see again. Keep walking, keep breathing, keep feeling. That's how you find yourself again. And one day, without realizing it, you wake up a little lighter. Not because everything is fixed, but because you stopped fighting what is. You've stopped needing to be anything other than what you are right now. You begin to see that healing was never about changing yourself. It was about remembering yourself. All those nights you cried, all those moments you felt unseen, they weren't wasted. They were shaping you quietly, patiently, turning pain into depth and depth into wisdom. You see, the shadow never leaves. It just changes form. Once it was your fear, now it's your teacher. Once it was a prison, now it's a mirror. Because everything you once tried to escape was only trying to bring you home. You start to notice the world differently. Colors look softer. Silence feels safe. You stop reaching for noise to fill the space because you finally trust your own presence. And that's when you realize the peace you were searching for was never outside you. It was waiting behind everything you refused to feel. So when sadness visits again, let it in. When anger knocks, listen. When confusion clouds your path, pause. Don't ask, how do I make it stop? Ask, what are you trying to show me? Because emotions are not interruptions to life. They are life speaking in a language older than words. That's what Jung meant when he said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. But once you see, once you know, you can choose. You become the artist of your own becoming. And maybe, just maybe, the meaning of life isn't to find the light, but to carry it into every dark place you've been afraid to go. Close your eyes for a moment. Think of the version of you who once felt lost. Can you send them love instead of judgment? Can you thank them for surviving even when they didn't know how? That's integration, not perfection, not performance. It's compassion meeting the parts of you that forgot how to breathe. If your heart feels warm right now, stay there. Don't scroll away from it. This feeling, this quiet recognition, is your soul saying, yes, this is truth. And in that stillness, you realize something beautiful. You've been walking yourself home the whole time. The world still moves fast, but you no longer feel the need to chase it. You don't have to be louder to be seen. You don't have to prove your worth by burning out. You just have to be fully, honestly, unapologetically. Because the real awakening isn't a moment. It's a lifetime of moments where you choose presence over performance, love over fear, truth over comfort. That's how you live with your shadow, not as an enemy, but as a companion. It will still visit you, whispering doubts and old stories, but now you'll smile, you'll say, I see you. Thank you. And just like that, the fear loses its power because awareness is liberation and self-acceptance is freedom. Let this truth sink in. You were never broken. You were only hiding from your own light. And now that you've seen it, you can't unsee it. Maybe that's why you found this message today. Maybe this is your reminder that the journey you're on, it's sacred, even when it hurts, even when it's lonely, because it's yours, and no one can walk it for you. But you're not alone either. Every person who has dared to face their shadow walks beside you. Every soul who's turned their pain into peace is part of your story now. And somewhere, someone else is hearing this, feeling the same stirring in their chest and realizing they're awakening too. So if you feel that connection, honor it. Whisper quietly, I'm awakening. It's not just a phrase, it's a promise to yourself. The world needs people like you, not perfect, present, people who see through illusion, who choose awareness, who lead with empathy instead of ego. Because the greatest revolution is inner, and when one person heals, the entire world changes just a little. So keep going. Keep seeing, keep loving, even when it's messy, especially when it's messy. Because every time you hold your darkness with love, you become a light for someone else still lost in theirs. And that's what makes this journey holy. If this message found you, stay a while. Let it echo. Let it work quietly in your chest. You don't have to share it right away, the thoughts, but if your heart tells you to, send it to someone who might need to remember too. Not to preach, but to remind them. They're not broken either. When you finish this video, don't rush back into noise. Sit with yourself for a minute. Place your hand over your heart. Feel that rhythm. That's life choosing you again. That's your proof that you're still becoming. This is what it means to live awake, to hold both the ache and the awe. To walk with your shadow and your light and know they are not opposites but partners in your evolution. And when you finally see that, when you can love even the parts that once terrified you, that's when you become whole. You'll see it in small ways, in the peace that replaces panic, in the laughter that feels effortless again, in the quiet mornings where you no longer dread the day ahead. This is what rebirth feels like. Not dramatic, not loud, but steady, gentle, and real. So breathe. You've made it here, and that means you're already transforming. The world doesn't need another perfect person. It needs you, whole, aware, human. Let this be your reminder. You are not in the dark. You are the light remembering itself. And as this moment fades, carry this truth with you. The shadow you feared was never trying to destroy you. It was trying to save you. It was trying to bring you home. So thank it. Thank yourself. And if this message spoke to you, let it live beyond you. In your words, in your silence, in your kindness to others. Because that's how awakening spreads. One honest heart at a time. You've done enough running, you've done enough hiding. Now just be, here, alive, whole,